Yes, I've been on a roll today. I've been making videos all day, literally. I feel like I'm out of my funk because I was literally sleeping about 10 hours, 10, 15 hours a day. I feel like I was sleeping more than I was awake just because I was going through these tremendous shifts of consciousness, shifting my perspective. I had some things that came up for me to really address. If you didn't watch my video from the weekend, I had kind of talked about how I was able to kind of connect the dots with different situations that I had been through in my life and how they had really came to serve me. And so I did shift, and I have been working on being more open, more vulnerable, more authentic about my feelings, about being able to express my feelings in a healthy way. But the message that really had came up for me today and yesterday, like last evening, was that it really doesn't make any difference what I say. It's the energetic signal that I am sending out. And so I've really been working on my intentions and what energetic signals I'm sending out on this journey, because that is most important. Because I have said this before, this is a journey of really balancing your energy. It is a soulful journey. It has nothing at all to do with anything happening in the physical realm. And I'm going to get into that more. I had decided to use runes for my twin flame reading this week, so that is what this is. I apologize if you hear the fan in the background. My air conditioning unit went out again, and so I have the windows open and I have fans going, so it's a little warm, but it's cooling off now. So I'm going to go ahead and pull as many runes as I'm guided to pull. And if you watched my earth signs runes reading earlier today, I could not find my glasses to save my life. And I had a hard time reading the names because I have my laptop open so that I can look up the names, because I don't yet know all the names of all the stones. But I do read them intuitively like I do the cards. So I'm going to go ahead, and so if you kind of bear with me, this N, I always kind of have trouble finding it. I should know where it is by now. Like I said, I should know by now as many times. This has happened to me over the past few days, not being able to figure out where the N is. Okay. This is called Hagalaz, and it says, I'm having trouble seeing here. Hagalaz, and that says hail. I believe that when I had looked this one up the other day, it has something to do with basically with like a shit storm. A shit storm of energy and stuff coming up. I know I have been dealing with shit storm lately. And it was just like a ton of things that basically just came crashing down all at once. And I have said this before, that you need to start looking at the physical form of your twin flame as a device to balance your own energy. Because this whole journey is all about you. That's the reason why in my twin flame videos I do not talk about what your partner's doing. And because that takes the focus off what you need to focus on. And that is you. And that is you having a relationship with yourself. And that self is your soul, your inner self. And you have to get to the point where you can say I instead of we. I know whenever I connect on a soul level with myself, I was saying we or us. I have gotten to the point now where I can say I, and now I'm actually talking to myself, getting the spiritual guidance that I need. But this shitstorm that's coming up is for you to get to the point where you realize that the physical form of your twin flame is not doing anything at all. Nothing. The whole time, everything that is happening is all your own energy, because you share the same energy. You're the same energetic vibration as the physical form of your twin flame, because your soul basically split into and formed two polarities of itself. One is in your body and one is in the physical form of your twin flame. But if you're watching this video, you are the one doing the balancing for the both of you. You are balancing out that shared energy between the two of you. Well, you have to get to the point where you realize and imagine the physical form of your twin flame as being like a car or a plane or something you can fly or drive, and your higher self is in the driver's seat. So anything that's happening, they are not doing it all. They're just like a puppet almost, a puppet on a string, and the whole time your shared energy is doing everything. So you need to get to the point where you stop blaming them for everything that's happening. I know it's hard, especially when there's a lot of situations that have come up and it seems very real. But once again, you are simulating these experiences by your fears that are coming up. And you have to get to the point eventually where the love that you feel outweighs the fears that you fear. That is the balancing. You have to clear those fears out. And how do you clear those fears out? By facing this shit storm. And whenever these things come up, you have to look at them and you have to figure out where they come from. And you have to also identify other situations that you have attracted in your life that have been because of the same fear. And this fear is almost always something that has came out of your conditioned childhood. So do look at it. That is the shitstorm rune. So I'm going to have to remember that. Okay, so we have this one here. I'll eventually learn these names. Eventually I will know all of the names. I saw that one, but I didn't really like the description of it on that. I want to eventually print these out, is what I want to do. This one is called Ingus, and it says water, emotion, fears, and female. So this is what I was talking about, those fears. And basically you have to get to the point that you look at your twin flame as a device to show you your fears. And once again, your higher self, which is your soul, which is who you are, because none of us are our bodies, is in the driver's seat. And so you have to reach the point where you yourself accept responsibility for the situations that you have created. And you have to get to the point where you see past the illusions, and the fears are the illusions, because fears are not real. How can they be real? When you can tell yourself all day long, you know what, this is not real, this is not real, this is not real. You can use affirmations to convince your subconscious mind that those fears are not real, and therefore they won't be. I have often told a story about when I was 4 years old. My mom came running outside and was just screaming bloody murder, picked me up and ran in the house with me. I was playing in a nest of snakes that I was not scared of. I was not scared of them. They were not biting me. They were not hurting me. But because of her reaction, I was conditioned to be very fearful of snakes, and I spent my whole life scared of them, and I have faced that fear among other fears that I was conditioned to take on. These are all conditionings. The other message that I'm getting is about feelings. And I know I have really been facing myself a lot of my feelings. I've been like, look, you know what? Even though I know this was a fear and this was an illusion, I still did have emotions. I had feelings that came up as a result. So you know what? I'm going to honor them. And, you know, I pulled back my energy for a couple of days, and I spent a couple of days really disconnected. And even in a physical sense from the physical form of my twin flame, I just kind of pulled back my energy. And initially I kind of worried about it, and I thought, you know what? How's he going to feel? Is he going to feel rejected or whatever? And my inner self, my soul, told me, you know what? This is not about him. This is about you. You have faced some of your biggest fears this weekend, and you have feelings as a result. And you know what? It is all right to pull back your energy, to spend time alone. And you know what? This is about you. It doesn't make any difference how he feels about it. He's just going to have to wait for you to process this and work your way through it. And you know what? I didn't even express this to him. I didn't use words to tell him how I felt. At first, I thought this is what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to somehow express my feelings to him. But my spiritual guidance was to send out the signal. And I was asked, what kind of signal do you want to send to him? Do you want to send to him, okay, I'm mad, leave me alone right now? You know, because somehow you have triggered me somehow, and it has pissed me off. And you know what? I want to reject you like you have rejected me. Because that's typically how I've handled things in the past. And that is sending out the signal that, you know what? I don't fucking care about you. Go away. Because I want you to hurt too. And you know what? That is a very repelling energy. And I said, no, this time I do not want to do that. What I want to do is I want to send out the signal that, look, you know what? Yes, I was triggered. Yes, I'm feeling some kind of way right now. I just need a little time to process this. I realize it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you for my feelings. I'm accepting responsibility for how I feel. And that is the signal that I sent out. And that is the signal that was accepted. And I did not have to make a big deal about it. It didn't have to be dramatic. We didn't have to argue. I just sent out a signal. Ooh, I've never had this one before. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, I see it. It says, God, if I can read the thing. I'm not reading that one very well. Okay, this one says Opila. Inherited land. And I found another meaning for it, and it meant estate. So basically the energy that I'm getting with this is that you have things that are yours by divine right. Things that you are entitled to. You need to know your value and know your worth, because a lot of the problems that we have on the twin flame journey are that we feel like we're not worthy of love. And this even affects our finances, because, you know, we might be trying to manifest like money, or like I've been working real hard on this channel, you know, trying to make sure that this channel is successful, you know, and I've had to really look at what success is. It's not fame, it's being in my soul purpose and being able to help others. But a lot of times our insecurities and doubts get in the way, and we start feeling like we're not going to succeed. You know, fear of failure comes up. Any type of insecurities. And you know, if you remember back when you first started your twin flame journey, in the beginning you were like, wow, this is miraculous. I have found this person I've been looking for my whole life. This is the most amazing feeling I've ever had. And then before you knew it, the rug was snatched up from under you. And the reason why is because you started telling yourself stories like, you know what? This person can't possibly love me like I love them. I know they're going to hurt me. I know they're going to do things like my exes have done in the past. And lo and behold, what started happening? What I have realized on this journey is what is most important are the stories that you're telling yourself. If you have to every week, every few days, tell yourself new stories. The stories that I'm telling myself right now are, and it's so funny because I was sitting at my friend's business parking lot uploading my video earlier because his internet's so much faster than mine. And I was thinking while I was sitting there, not thinking but connecting, because this is not a thinking journey, this is a feeling journey. And I feel the energy and I translate it into what I know to be true. And basically the message that I got from my higher self was, with my twin flame, is that since the first time he met me in the physical realm, I have been the most important thing in the world to him. And my nickname is Sunshine. And I got that name, you know, from, you know, a past lover, someone I used to see back when I was in my 20s. And he used to sing Ain't No Sunshine when she's gone whenever he would see me. And so, you know, my twin flame, he calls me Sunshine as well. And there was a car that rode by and that song was playing on the radio and I almost missed the sign. And the message that I had come up was like, you know what, you have more signs than you realize. It's just, you don't be paying attention. That was a clear sign of how he feels about you. So some of the stories that I'm telling myself have been, ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. I'm the most important thing. And I tell myself those things over and over again. And those are the stories that I align to. I actually was able to sit down and create the entire story that I want to happen. Because, you know, if you're watching this video, and you are, you are here because you are the one who is doing all the work and all the clearing and all of the balancing of the energy. And I know sometimes I told myself, this is not fair. Why doesn't he have to do any work? And the message is that when you are the one doing all of the balancing and all of the work, you get to create how you want this to turn out. So I've been in the creation stages, really planning how I want this to look down to the last detail. And so you have that to look forward to once you clear this energy. And that is your inheritance. That is your prize. That is your reward for doing the work. You get to choose what you want this to look like. And so when this is like an estate or like an inheritance, that's what the energy that I'm getting from that. Okay, this one here is called Kanaz, and it's called ulcer. And the meaning is ulcer. So when I hear ulcer, I think a sore, or like also, like you can worry yourself sick. You can worry yourself into an ulcer from having the anxiety and the stress. And, you know, initially this journey is very stressful until you understand how to navigate it. Imagine you and your twin flame in a bubble and everything else is happening around you and you're not even paying attention to it because the whole time you know that you are safe and you know that you are loved the whole time, and that everything that's happening are just tests to prepare you to see if you're ready. Because you can't possibly come together with your twin flame if you are still going to be in the lower energies of jealousy and possessiveness and wanting to be obsessive with them, own them, ownership over partnership. You can't be in those lower energies and be with your twin flame because it's not going to last, because as soon as you put those type of requirements and fears and expectations on them, there they go out the door again. Because that's not love. You are here to learn what love is, and anytime there are fears involved, that is not love. So the energy that I'm getting with this is to lighten up, take it easy. Stop taking everything so personally, because this is where the suffering takes place at. Do see this. This is not a romance. This is not a relationship. This is a spiritual journey. Romance is a cherry on top at the end, if you even choose that, because once you balance your energy and you no longer are like addicted to the physical form of your twin flame, you can choose to be alone. You can choose to be with a soulmate. You don't have to be with your twin flame. And I know that's hard to believe right now, but once you get to that point, you realize that honestly, whatever the physical form of the twin flame is doing, not doing, saying, thinking, feeling, what they know, it does not matter, because your higher self is the one in the driver's seat to begin with, doing all of this. They're just along for the ride until you're able to really get to the point where you balance the energy enough to where you can create the type of reality that you want with your twin flame. Start thinking about that now. That message came up. Start thinking about how you want that to look, and understand it's not going to look like it did in the beginning, because in the beginning it was fear-based. Okay, this one here, I've never had this one either. This is exciting. It's called Jera, and it says year and harvest. Okay, so this is that harvest you're going to be reaping, and you reap what you sow. That is the message that I'm getting with this. And when I said start thinking now about what you want that reality to look like, start doing that, and understand it's not going to look like it was in the beginning, because in the beginning it was all fear-based. It's going to be different. It's going to be higher vibrational. There's going to be freedom. There aren't going to be those fears before, like, if I don't do this for my twin flame, he or she's gonna leave me for someone else. And you know what? You could be doing those things and they still leave you. But understand, all of this is to show you and to help wake you up and help you to remember who you are. You are a divine God and Goddess, a divine co-creator with the universe. And whatever you believe to be true is true. And think about all the times that your twin flame did ghost you with somebody else or did do something. Weren't you scared that was going to happen? Now do you see how you align to it? So now can you start telling yourself some better stories so that you have higher vibrational relating experiences with your twin flame? Now that you see that you are the one, that they respond to your energy. So do clear these fears. Become fearless. But most of all, focus on yourself. And like I said, that was that whole energy I was in earlier where I was like, you know what? I don't care at this point what he's thinking or how he feels about it. This is what I need, and this is about me. Let me get one more universal message. That reminds me of an hourglass. That one says Dagas, and it means day. And basically the energy that I'm getting with this is, time is an illusion. There is not time, there's only energy, and we align to different timelines. And so basically, if you've been stressing about time, I know time used to be a big one for me. I'm like, God, I've been on this journey almost 3 years. My biological clock is ticking. I'll be 50 this year. I'm like, oh my God. And so time really freaked me out. But the message that I got was, you know what? You balance this fear based energy out and start aligning to the reality that you want to have, start creating it. This can happen in a day. It can happen right now. Because there is no time, there's only energy. And basically, you're trying to align to the highest possible timeline. You and your twin flame are already together in a physical realm. You just have to get there. You have to align to that timeline. That is the message that I'm getting with this. And it can happen as it's that chariot energy. I mean, just fast moving. But don't let this be your focus. Let the focus be working on yourself and making yourself a priority and feeling better and taking back your power from your twin flame and having them, your happiness not being in their hands. Like, aren't you tired of them having the power to destroy you? They come in and you're all happy and you're like, wow, they're back, and then they go again and you're destroyed again. For one thing, your energy is causing it. You just haven't really woke up to that fact yet, but you're going to. But you need to stop attributing your happiness and your lows and your highs to your twin flame. And you need to get to where you're even keel, where this stuff cannot even knock you off your square anymore because you see right through the illusions. Well, this is your twin flame rune reading. Next time I'll use cards, but I was really guided to use the runes this time. If you would like to have a personal session with me, it's $40 for about 30 minutes. We can video chat, or I can pull some cards and send you a video and let you know what you need to work on and where you're at in your journey. Do reach out to me, or if you'd like to make an energy donation, you can also use the same PayPal email address and the same Cash App handle that I'm going to put in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.